Hello, partners. This is Paulo Aris with International Relocation Partner. We are here today with Austin. Austin is a very known figure in Panama. He's popular for his magazine. He's popular for his relocation business, Do Panama. And I felt he's got a lot of information for the expat community who is looking or he's thinking to move to Panama. So this is the type of information I want to have. This is the type of character I want to bring into our live conference, into our content. Uh, hey, Austin, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background, who you are, how do you end up in Panama. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. Well, first off, Pablo, I appreciate this generous offer to come on and talk to you and reach out to your network. It's really a real blessing, brother. I really appreciate you asking me to come on. As you said, my name's Austin, like Texas, but not from Texas. Born and raised in the Pacific Northwest, just outside of Portland, Oregon. And, I spent all of my 20s down in California, went to college, started some businesses there. Before eventually moving over to Hawaii. That was actually my last location in the United States before coming to Panama. I was doing in-home elderly care. As a Boy Scout, I always loved, as my social service projects, going to the nursing home. So I decided to start an in-home elderly care business, and I did that in Maui, Hawaii. We ended up selling the business, and I was planning. I had a really good opportunity in Sydney, Australia, and so I was planning to move to Sydney. I had purchased my ticket about 4.5 months in advance, just because I like to set the foundation. And so I was preparing to move to Australia, and I was looking to sell the business. I got the business sold in 9 days. I was celebrating with some friends that evening, and one of my buddies says, "Hey man, I'm going to Panama for 3 months in 5 days. Next Friday, I'm going to Panama. You should come with me. You'll be back in time. You can go to Australia. You don't have to change your flights." And I said, "What the heck? Let's do this." And so got on that airplane and came over here to Panama. That's literally 10 years ago now, almost 11 years.
My God.
And I'm a big universal person. I really have a lot of connections with the universe, energies, and everything about Panama. Ever since I walked off the plane, all my social interactions with people around the country, I just felt so in love with this country over that 3 months. And as you can see, it kept me here.
You're still in Panama. So it's been 10 years.
January will be 11. So yeah, not too long off my 11-year anniversary here.
Now, I have to think, after 10 years, I guess you established well in Panama, family now, you have kids,
Yep, I got a child here. He's 7. Love life. Like I said, this, it's one thing too. The Panamanian people are just such a beautiful culture. They like to celebrate. They like to have fun. I'm sure you see a lot of that over in Costa Rica as well. But also, one thing that I like to point out about the expats here, whether it's a United States expat or a Canadian expat or some type of European expat, it's really incredible because, not many people can just get up and leave their home country to go on an adventure to live in a foreign country or retire in a foreign country. So you find a lot of like-minded individuals, a lot of open and exciting individuals that are coming to Panama. And, that's one of the reasons I really fell in love with this country. I've always been kind of a social guy, and I've always really enjoyed my relationships and friendships with people. And I don't know, something about the people here in Panama, the expat communities, all around the country, there's a lot of different destinations. I just feel like it's just a really cool knit of people here in Panama.
But the expat in general, regardless if he's moving to Costa Rica, Ecuador, Panama, whatever, it's just a different mindset. You have to love the adventure. You have to love having new experiences, meeting new people, and you just said it. I mean, we are a different type of person. And I lived in different countries as well. I lived in the States, a little bit in El Salvador. Of course, I currently live in Costa Rica, but next week I'm flying to Panama with Natalia to get our long-term rental because we are growing our business in Panama as well. But that's going to be next week.
I'm going to have to show you some restaurants, my friend.
I hope so. And this leads me into our next thing. you are a business person, so of course an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur, whatever, whatever you're gonna go, you're gonna build something, create something. And that's who we are. That's just how we are. We have to be creating something. And I met you through the magazine. Let me just show our audience, this is their beautiful website, but just can you tell me more about what is the restaurant and what is it that you guys do a little bit?
Absolutely. So yeah, when I came into Panama, obviously, this is a very virgin country. It's a young country, and I decided that because of that, I could really do anything I wanted. It was what is going to be interesting to me. So of course, being from the Northwest of the United States of America, and even living in California, California is a really cool spot. But Panama, man, it's just got so many great destinations. I mean, you have island archipelagos on both the Pacific and the Atlantic side. You have amazing mountain towns and awesome restaurants all over the country. Just a huge gastronomic scene here. Amazing hotels, world-renowned hotels. And so I decided that I wanted to be present. I wanted to be kind of like a celebrity, but just like I wanted to be someone that could create a ton of value, help others succeed while I was succeeding myself. So I first started actually a newspaper called the Panama Good Times. I just so happened to be sitting in Bocas del Toro at a restaurant, overhearing some girls that were either from the US or Canada, and they were like talking about how they couldn't find any great restaurants. And so at that time I said, oh my gosh, you guys, we need to create a guide. We need a substantial source of information to really direct the travelers. Wow. And so it kind of started off for the expats and the tourists coming to Panama, but it's become a staple for even the Panamanians. Like it's a go-to. Prior to the pandemic, it was only restaurants. After the pandemic, I merged both the newspaper and the magazine together. The newspaper was more tourist driven, a lot more hotels. And so now the publication covers restaurants, hotels, and lifestyle here in Panama. And again, it's a blessing. I get to help others succeed, both the restaurant and the people looking for great food. So everybody's happy, and I can build some success in my life in doing so. So I really enjoy it.
So this is how we connect. And of course, one of the things that I love about Panama is like you do have a lots of options. And you have to, I mean, if you haven't visited Panama yet, and if you're maybe thinking about it, this is just gonna put an idea, a scenario of in a small country. I mean, this is a very small country. Oh, small. Like 3 million people. Is it like 3 million people?
We're about 5. I think we're over 5. They say about 5 million, but I think there's a lot of expats here that maybe I don't know. I think we're about 5.5 million.
Well, just Mexico City is 25 million people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just one city out of the United States, it's five times more than the entire Panama.
Well, and it's incredible too. The landmass, the landmass is teeny, and it's like if you're in Bocas del Toro and you go on a little boat to the land, Almirante, and you get in a car or a bus and you drive over the mountain to Boquete. It's a 2.5-hour drive, 30-minute boat ride. So you're talking 3 hours. It's like you're on a different planet. It's like you went from this tropical Pirates of the Caribbean vibe over to the coffee ritzy area of Panama. It's like.
But my point here is, in such a small country, a small mass, there's a lot of options. I mean, Panama, it's a country of immigrants. You find people from all over the world, from all over the world, and also food from everywhere. I mean, I see there are many places where you could go eat and have a good meal, and it doesn't have to be necessarily one type of meal. You can do Asian one day, maybe Italian. You can do many different things, and this is why I like the
different restaurants. Yeah.
By the way, we're hoping to have in our next edition a little article that I have put together for you guys. So if you go.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, in the next edition of the magazine, you are definitely there, my friend.
I'm not a writer, but I really write from my heart to provide value to our customers. And really everything that we do, we do it to provide value. And this is how we connect. We connect through a relocation service. I do specialize in international shipping, logistics, and customs. And primarily Costa Rica. We'll be doing Costa Rica. I lived in Panama before, so this is where I start serving moving services in Panama 5 years ago. But also countries like Mexico and Ecuador. These are big expat locations, and this is why we get across a little bit because you help expats move and relocate with information and with many different things. Can you tell us more? And this is called Do Panama. And here's the website. Just tell us more.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's interesting. As I mentioned, I have publications. Now I have one publication. But right prior to the pandemic, about a year prior to the pandemic, I had started an application that allowed you to find happy hours closest to the device you're on, live music, daily
Nice.
specials, and then anything that you were looking for, whether it was restaurants. If you would hit the fashion button, it would say, okay, men's, I need a belt, and it would show you all the stores that sold belts. And in doing so, I wanted to keep the app alive during the pandemic. And again, there was just so much negative energy going on. So I started a live show called Living La Vida Lockdown. And of course, everyone in the world was on their couch. And so we were getting, some of the shows got 30, 40,000 views. And
Wow.
a ton of people started reaching out to me saying, hey, all these people you're interviewing, like that lady that you interviewed yesterday, she's kind of like me. I can move to Panama. Why am I living in Chicago? Like I can do what I do from the internet and live in Panama. And so, of course, through my works with the publications, I have a great deal of networks with realtors, with attorneys, and I know the good ones. I know the bad ones. I know the ones in the middle that aren't so bad, but they're all also not maybe as serious. And I know, being an expat, I'm from the United States. I know that if a U.S. foreigner is coming down here, what type of service level they're looking for. And, just being able to connect people with the right attorneys, with the right realtors, with the right schools, with the right insurers, and just, again, help people. Whether it's looking for the best restaurants or the best hotels, or in this case, move into Panama. If you want to move to Panama, let me make sure that you do it the right way, because if you do it the wrong way, it can be very frustrating, both on your soul, your mind, or finances. Like you can make some big mistakes very easily, get involved with the wrong people, and it can be a headache. And if you're retiring or you're relocating to a foreign country, this should be an exciting time in your life, man. You should be having a good time and enjoying life. And so I started Do Panama actually in the pandemic. And now coming out of the pandemic, it's almost 2 years, more or less. And we've helped so many people relocate to Panama. I work with now it's probably about 32 different realtors from every region of the country. We work with about 7 different attorney law firms. And again, it just depends on each individual client. We start with a relocation survey, which we give for free on our website, dopanama.com. And there's always questions. People have a picture in their mind. They're like, I want to move here. And it's like, well, wait a second. Let's see who you are. Answer these 23 questions and let me help you, because I have gone around to all these places. I've enjoyed, all my experiences through Panama, but at the same time, I've been educated and I've had these experiences where I can, get a pretty good feel of what you're looking for right off the bat based on, do you play golf? Do you want to walk on the beach every day? Or do you just want to look at the beach? Do you like it hot? Do you like it kind of cooler? Like little questions. Do you need the internet 24 hours a day? Are you coming to retire, and doesn't really matter? Or are you working online, and if you don't have the internet, you're going to lose your job? Like these are things that obviously can play a big factor on where someone should live in Panama.
Yeah, one of those things that I see it a lot, is there's information out there, websites and books and all kinds of things, but not everything applies to everybody. And be able to
cookie cutter. You can't
be able to narrow down as much as possible something that applies to you and to your life and to your family, I think would make a huge difference. And this is where a relocation specialist, like Austin, could help. I did once before. I used to do corporate relocations, and this used to be part of the job. We had the survey. We tried to analyze what the family needs, if their kid have any special requirements, or they maybe he's a, I don't know, professional swimmer, and we need to be around a swimming team. All of those different details will make your new life in another country a lot better. And we're happy to
100%.
we're happy to help you, connect with lots of our clients. We also kind of have like the same approach. The only thing is that we only do shipping. My core is shipping logistics. But if somebody comes to our company and they say they need an immigration attorney, they need a dentist, whatever it may be, we try and research what are the best providers that might fit. A lot of them we already have done in our directory of providers, and we try to introduce you to people who are going to be of basically good to you, a blessing to you. And this is, we are all about helping people. It sounds, I guess it sounds, I don't know, silly, but we are really proud of the way we operate. And
I'm with you there, brother. It makes you feel good, right? I love when someone's happy.
Inside of me, if I'm able to provide some advice and guide you into the right direction, it makes me feel good. The way we structure our business, all our employees have the same way of thinking. This is what we teach them, and it's a different thing. We don't sell just because we want to sell a service. There is 500,000 shipping companies in United States and Canada that can ship your stuff to Panama. But very few people will take the time and explain things the way they are, be real, be honest, be upfront.
Correct.
A lot of them are just going to hide the facts, so you become another customer. I'd rather for you not to be my customer, don't buy anything from me, but have a good experience, and for me to teach you something about what we do and mitigate your risk. At the end, Austin, what happens is that person will end up sending me 3 more customers, versus just selling something just because. And I know you think you do operate the same way. You try to help, and you connect them with the realtor or the immigration attorney or whatever they might need. So I'm really happy to connect with you. Just to close, anything you want to say to our audience? I'm gonna put your contact here. Here's your email and your website, so people could reach out to you.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, first and foremost, again, Pablo, thank you so much. I appreciate you inviting me to come and talk with you. I'm honored to have your amazing company in our next edition of the Restaurant Travel and Lifestyle magazine. Anybody out there that wants to check out that magazine, we also have a digital version of the magazine. If you're not here in Panama, and you can check that out at www.therestaurantpty.com. Of course, anybody looking to move to Panama, I'm with you there, Pablo. I'm all about, I didn't start this company because I want to make a bunch of money. I started this company because I can't stand seeing people get screwed. It breaks my heart, and it can be avoided so easily if you have the right person to help connect your dots. And sometimes it's just that, some people reach out to me. They don't want any really relocation help. They want me to connect them with an attorney. They want to go to Boquete. They want to know who the best realtor is. This is the type of home they're looking for. And I just make simple connections, and I don't charge anything for that. Some people want the full relocation experience, where again, I'm not a relocation tour. I don't believe in the cookie cutter. Let's get on a bus with 12 to 25 or 30 other people and let's go to all the same places, because you're not all the same. The people are definitely not the same, and they're going to have different interests. And I believe, in my heart, the best way to conduct a business is to give people the proper respect and attention. So we're really big on, catering exactly to what our clients are looking for.
Here we go. Here is the restaurant website, so you can go there.
Check it out. Look at all the delicious food we have here in Panama.
Here we go. But thank you very much.
I appreciate it, Pablo. And guys, I hope to hear from you and see you down here in beautiful Panama.
All right. Bye-bye.